How's it going, crew? This is Happy Days, and welcome to another Terraria 1.3.1 update video. In this episode, we're going to be looking at logic gates, and I'm going to explain to you how all the different ones work. But as a little bonus, I've also created some mini adventure map themed rooms to explain to you like what sort of things you might do with these switches. So basically, how logic gates work is you wire a switch or a pressure plate to the lamp, and then once the logic gate's criteria is met, it will do something to another object. So a door or an actuated block or a torch like this. So that's the basic operation of them. So we're going to jump in here. And the first one is A and D, and for it to work, both the lights must be on. So you can see both these switches are linked up to the lamps, and then once both the lights are on, the actuated blocks actuate and you can pass through the door. Now for this next one, OR, it works when any lamp is on. And I was thinking, okay, if you're doing an adventure map, you might want to give your player a challenge. So in this one, you get a bow and 20 arrows, and there's 2 projectile pressure plates here. So you can shoot this one, and it opens the actuated blocks to the next floor. But what you might want to do as a challenge is give like a treasure room that can't be accessed, but if you can shoot this pressure plate that's a little bit harder to hit, it actuates the blocks and allows you into the treasure room. So this is an example of something you might do in an adventure map where you might have a tougher choice, but it leads to a greater reward. So you've got an easy path and a hard path. For the next one, XOR, it only works when one lamp is on. So what I've done here is created a bit of a switch puzzle. So there's 3 lamps that are off and there's 3 switches. Now what I've done is 2 of the switches activate 2 of the lights, with the 3rd switch activates all 3. So what you need to do is find the switch combination that actually only leaves 1 light on, and then it will open the door for you. Now this is a super basic puzzle, but what you could do is make it more complex in your world. So I'll just flash up the wiring, so you just do the red wire to more than one of the lamp. And it's a really cool way to make a little bit of an in-depth switch puzzle. So for the next one, NA and D, at least 1 lamp must be on. So when you enter this room, they're all active. And there's a bunch of pressure plates, there's a bunch of switches, and there's a projectile switch. And what I thought might be a cool theme for a room is that there's a lot of fake switches. So as you can see from the wiring, only one of the pressure plates is actually active, and the rest are all dummy ones. So the player has to sort of guess what the combination is. But when you actually shoot that pressure plate there, it actually activates. So you wouldn't go too overboard with this, but it's just something else you might try in your adventure map. Now for this one, NOR, all the lamps must be off, and this room starts with them all on. I thought what might be a cool thing is you could hide the switches in the room, like they're guarded by pitfalls or traps, and the player has to get the switches themselves, and then you can have like some places where they can put them down. So for example, the player needs to put the switches here, and then they can turn the lamps off themselves and actuate the blocks. So you could have challenges, like they might have to do some platforming to rescue one of the switches, but I thought that was a cool way you could do that. So for the last one, NXOR, the total on lamps cannot equal 1. So when you walk into the room, there's 1 lamp, which means you can't proceed to the teleporter and win the map. So what you need to do, I've got all the projectile switches wired up to a different amount of lamps. So when you shoot one, it changes the amount of lamps active. So what you need to do is find the combination that changes the number of lamps, which leads to the teleporter, and then you win the map. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun building this, and I'm actually interested in making adventure maps myself. Let me know if you've got any questions in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please smash a like. I'd really appreciate it. Here's the most important part, as always, you will stay happy, and I'll see you soon. This is Happy Days signing out. See ya!